Hey, good morning. It's Mazzy here. There's nothing like a Grateful Dead concert. There's nothing like a Grateful Dead release. There's nothing like a Grateful Dead box set. And there are a plethora of box sets. I have many of them, not all of them. CDs, vinyl, massive box sets, a full European tour, American Fillmore's in Avalon. I first saw the Grateful Dead in 1968 on Haight Street. If you look in the centerfold of Live Dead, I'm there somewhere in my bike off to the sidewalk on the Straight Theater side of, which was the Haight Theater side of Haight Street. A young lad of 13 and a half, 14 years old, whatever it was. But today, announcement, David Lemire, a beautiful French Canadian name. I always mispronounce it probably, but David just announced the big 60th anniversary Grateful Dead box set, Enjoying the Ride, only available on Dead Net. So go online. This is through Rhino, but only available at this point through the Grateful Dead site, which is kind of, adjacent to Rhino. This is in collaboration with Rhino, the reissue label edition of Warner Music that really kind of curates all these things, aside from, I don't know if they do the Dick's Pick or the Dave's Pick now that we call them. I don't get all those, but I get a lot of the Dead. So here we go. Massive box set, 60 CDs announced today, available for pre-order. 60 CDs. Now, you want to know what the premise is? Because there has to be a premise in these sets. Do you remember the one I missed that I wish I had gotten was the huge Europe 72 trunk. It was literally a road case trunk. And I didn't get that. And I don't get everything. Over the last few years, I've been getting more vinyl. I love, though, the Pacific Northwest set from, 8 years ago or so? One of the most beautiful physical boxes. There is an artistic aesthetic to these boxes, but there you go. There it is. So let me kind of give you the rundown. And there are a couple options for those of us who don't want to spend a lot of money. But what this is, 60 CDs. And the premise, since we're 60 years, 60 CDs, they picked 20 venues where the Grateful Dead played the best. Now, obviously, the Fillmore East and West and Winterland and Madison Square Gardens and Red Rock and, a ton of venues they played. Frost Amphitheater at Stanford University, Oakland Coliseum. I'm kind of, pushing the Bay Area stuff because that's where I saw them. I saw them the most between 1968 in 1979 or 80, around that time. And then I kind of got off the boat for a while, and I didn't see him again till like 89 or something, twice, and that was it for me. So I saw the Dead maybe 30 times, 25 to 30 times. So I am not considered one of you people that gets in your caravan and goes around and tapes all the shows. And I'm not that type of Deadhead, but being born literally up the block on the corner of the Haight-Ashbury, I feel entitled. I feel I own a little piece, not as much as you real true Deadheads, but I was there. I went to the Winterland New Year's Eve shows and in 71, 72, 73, no, 71, whatever the 2 years in a row they did. I went to see them in 69 with Jefferson Airplane at the Polo Fields. So I went to see a bunch of Dead shows. I saw the 73 Winterland shows. I know you want to know more about this release, not Mazzy's things, but there's Fillmore West. Now, there is a bonus in the 60 CD thing. They're thinking, but there is one more venue and we don't want to make it 21. Apparently David says, I really have 21 venues I want to showcase. So they decided to stick an extra cassette in. So you get a free cassette. Nothing's free, you're paying for it, believe me. But it's from the Avalon Ballroom, April 1969 on cassette, along with all these 60 CDs. So there are 3 shows from each venue. That's how, so multiply, if you know your multiplication table still, 3 times 20 equals 60. 60 years, the anniversary, the celebration, 60 years. That's what it's all about. Boston Music Hall, Nassau Veterans, Winterland, Philadelphia Spectrum, Red Rocks, Alpine Valley, Hampton Coliseum, Henry J. Kaiser in Oakland, Shoreline, Capitol Center, Boston Garden. These were original tapes by Owsley Bear, the Acid King, Betty Cantor, of course, Betty Cantor Jackson, Kid Candelario, Dan Healy, and John Cutler. So some great stuff. Plangent process as usual. That does excellent. It gets the Dead in tune. I love that. And this custom keepsake box and a guidebook by Jesse Jarnow, producer's notes by Dave Lemire, and an essay by the Stanley Owsley Foundation. The entire foundation designed by Once Upon a Time. 6,000 individually numbered copies. Now, I know you want to know what the price is, so it's not cheap. It is $599.98. So it's basically $600, only directly. Now, there are other options, but you saw what that looks like. You can get a 6 LP vinyl kind of best of those shows, right? There you go. There is that. That is $150, $149.98. So you save a little bit there. There you go. The Grateful Dead vinyl. I'll probably go for the vinyl. You know, I have gotten the last few boxes, and I love them. I love the CD boxes. I love the design. This is a hard one. It's a large nut to crack here. And then for those of you people that always bitch about vinyl, hey, 60 CDs, you don't want to spend $600. I understand that. Still, for all the work, the artistic, everything, that's actually pretty decent. But you can get a 3 CD set. So there is an option for a 3 CD set, and that is $34.98, translated to $35. The Grateful Dead, 60 years of the Grateful Dead. So I was 10 years old, 11 years old, 10 and a half years old to 11 years old when the Grateful Dead were invented. And I have stories coming up because there was a period of time when I was a kid after San Francisco. We lived in Menlo Park, California, down near Stanford University. So I, as a young boy of 10, 11, was going to Kepler's books in these areas that the Grateful Dead hung out. There was a real, if you know the history of the Grateful Dead, Palo Alto was really kind of where they got together. Obviously, Kepler's books, and Jerry taught guitar, mandolin, I guess. That's kind of the center point. Pigpen's down there. So I think this is an exciting thing. Deadheads, you're going to cream in your jeans here. I mean, come on. How can you not? This is kind of a cool thing. 60 years. When you're doing 60 years, you have to do something huge. 20 venues that consistently inspire the band to new heights. With the exception of a few tracks from early releases, virtually all of the music on Enjoying the Ride is previously unreleased. There you go. So there's a lot of new shit here, a lot of new Dead shit. Oh my God. Okay, that makes it even harder. 450 tracks, over 60 hours of music. Of the 20 shows in the collection, 17 are presented in full with some feature additional material from the same venue. David Lemire described that. He said in a couple instances the tape got damaged or not recorded, so they filled it in. So they corrected it. They wanted to make it a full oral experience. So that is kind of cool. So the Fillmore West, Fillmore East, and Boston Music Hall are curated from multiple performances of each venue, capturing key moments of those legendary stages. Wow. Housed in a custom keepsake box, inspired by the experience of traveling city to city to see the Grateful Dead at legendary venues across America. A detailed tour guide featuring liner notes by Jesse Jarnow, author of the good old Grateful Dead Deadcast, and producer notes from Lumiere, an essay from the Owsley Foundation, richly illustrated, including many taken from the shows featured in this collection. It will ship May 30th. You can pre-order it now. 6,000 individual numbered copies of the big, massive Grateful Dead box. But I just woke up to David's video, the archivist for the Grateful Dead. He's been there for 25 years. So David, I don't know you. I'm in the Pacific Northwest as of you, apparently. So let's chat about this sometime. I'd love to chat about this. Invite yourself over and we'll chat about the Grateful Dead. I don't know all the details, but I'd love to chat about this set. If you're interested, or people from Rhino, I should reach out to my Rhino friends. Anyway, thanks for watching The Grateful Dead 60 Years. Mazzy loves you. Take care.